I moved up here to Flagstaff in 1987 with my wife Debbie and our two children, Kelsey and Amber, and started a career in law enforcement. I was 31 years old. Started working at the sheriff's office here. I stayed here for 23 and a half years. So 3 years I spent working in the jail, and then after that I spent 7 years working patrol as an officer on the road, then 5 years in criminal investigation, and my last 8 years in the command staff. I retired as a commander over the law enforcement division. I had promised the sheriff that I would become a chaplain for the law enforcement officers who volunteer, but I said I got to finish my degree. I'm just starting this and give me an opportunity. I thought it would be about 6 months when I come back, but it wasn't. It was 3 years. So I ran into Jim here and I told him, you know, I want to see if the sheriff still wants me, you know, if he still would like me to be that. And so he went and called the sheriff, and the sheriff called me immediately and wanted to meet with me. And so we set up a lunch meeting. I literally went there sort of planning in my head, letting him know how many hours I work at the church, that I didn't have a lot available, but I wanted to be available if there was a crisis for a law enforcement officer. I go there, give him this whole rap, and he goes, that's beautiful, I love it, but this is what I want. I want you to come into the jail and become the chaplain here. And when he asked me that, I knew. I really knew right then and there that's where God was calling me, that preparing me all these years to come here and do this. And so I left I don't feel like I left my job at Christ Church. I feel that they sent me into this place as a missionary to proclaim the love of Jesus to these guys. Most of the people here, male or female, have really traumatic pasts, have a lot of drama and dysfunctional family lives. There's extremely rare where I ever meet someone that had both their birth mother and father that they grew up with in what you would call a normal, stable home. That's like extreme exception. Most of them have huge histories and just incredible things that have happened to them. There's a high percentage of people that have been sexually molested, females and males in this place, and physically abused, you know, lack of a positive male role model in their lives. You know, absent fathers, just very, very common. I don't get a lot of time with them because they're not here for very long. And you know, when we're meeting in a group setting, it's always to share about Jesus and that there's healing from Him, there's freedom from Him. What excites me is when I see a spark come and they respond to the message of Jesus. When they're asking questions, when they want to meet with me and learn more and go deeper into it. When they're asking for Bibles and, you know, wanting me to explain, that I really see that it's come alive, that they are believers or followers of Christ. We're able to baptize people. We've been doing that now over 2 years. And when they make that step, they want to be baptized. It's just really exciting that they're making that step of faith, that step of obedience, and in pronouncing that Jesus is the Christ, their Lord of their lives. That's exciting to me. Paul says at the end of 1 Corinthians 15, after this whole discussion about, you know, Jesus actually resurrected, you know, we're going to have a new life. He goes through this whole dissertation at the end. The last verse, he goes, therefore, because all this is true, always abound in doing the work of the Lord, because you know it's not without value. It has value to it. I want to do that. There's so much suffering and hurt and broken people out there. So many people that are in need of a Savior. They don't know, they don't understand. It's like, how can I just sit back and do nothing? I got to do this. I have to. And this is just where God has given me that opportunity to be here. In Matthew 25, Jesus says, you know, enter my kingdom. You know, you gave me something to eat when I was hungry. You gave me something to drink when I was thirsty. When I was naked, you clothed me. When I was a stranger, you let me in. When I was in prison, you visited me. They go, when did we see you do any of that? He goes, when you didn't have any of them, to the least of these, you've done it unto me. I don't see how I can do anything else but come here and tell them about Jesus and pray with them and show them there is a way, there is a new life beyond this.